Hey everybody and welcome back. This is episode number 4 of our Dark Souls 2 revisited playthrough. I'm Fox with Foxeo Plays, and this is my Let's Play channel. My main channel is FoxeoGames, link in the description. This is where we take another look at Dark Souls 2 and I give it another chance. Try to look at it from a fresh perspective, having been away from it for so long, and hopefully come away with a more positive feeling about the game than originally. Now, there is one thing different about this episode. It's still going to be a 1920 by 1080p video on YouTube. However, I'm actually running the game in a higher resolution than my monitor allows. It's called downsampling, and I'll show you. I'm actually running at 2560 by 1440p, and then downsizing to 1920 by 1080, which is supposed to help smooth out edges in the game and just make it look better quality. We'll try it out for a bit and see if it's noticeable. It's a little bit noticeable to me in the actual game, but given the compression of recording it with Shadowplay, then editing it and rendering it with Sony Vegas, and then uploading to YouTube and YouTube compressing it, you know, those 3 different compressions may end up kind of hiding some of the beneficial effects. That's oftentimes what happens, you know. With each time a video is compressed, it gets a little blurrier, less sharp, and a little bit of detail is lost. It always works out that way, unfortunately. Bear the curse, I know, we've been through this before, my lady. Alright, so we've gotten to 99 agility, we're happy with that for now. We'll push up to 105 agility if we feel like we need it, but I'd like to hold off on that. What I would like to do is just pour points into endurance, so that we can equip everything we want and have plenty of stamina. But actually, now that I think about it, I do want those points into endurance, but it just occurred to me that the equipment load is vitality, it's not linked to endurance, so that's why I'm still not going to be able to equip anything more than what I already have. We'll put some more points into vitality just to try to be able to wear the full set. Let's pop the soul that we got. Ruined Sentinel soul. 6,000, not a lot. Kind of disappointing given that we killed 3 enemies to get a 6,000 soul. That's essentially 2,000 per Ruined Sentinel. And let's put some points into vitality. Really, I completely disagree with how they made the changes that they did to the stats. For example, you have... How do I get the help thingy? There it is. You have Vigor now doing exactly what Vitality did, a name swap. And then Vitality doing part of what Endurance used to do. What boggles my mind is absolutely ridiculous is that Vigor should have stayed Vitality, Vitality should have stayed Vitality, like it's always been, and then just named Vitality Vigor for your equipment load. That would have made so much more sense and would have been a lot less confusing. However, they had to swap it out like that, so now it's just more confusing than it has been. There was no reason for that, no reason at all, other than just being confusing. So it's sad to see that they did that, but whatever. Oh, there we go. We're good to go now. I want 1 more point into Vitality so that I can hopefully equip that ring as well. Let's see, our next level up is 4,400 souls. I don't normally pop souls on the spot, but let's see. Ah, shoot, we're not going to be able to get there. Are we? Oh, yeah, we did. Okay. 4,400. This is what, 400? Yes, there we go. Let's put 1 more point in Vitality and hope that that allows us to equip the ring, but it might not, given that the ring is 1.5 points of weight. It may not, but we'll see. At least we have a nice even number, 10 on Vitality. Let's try it out real quick and see how that works. Really, I could look at the percent. Oh, it did work. Okay, so Vitality does a little more than what I thought it would. Okay, that's great. The only thing we want to do now is... Let's see. The only thing we need to do now is get to the point where we can also equip the Drangleic Shield or some other 100% physical block shield. Right now, the only 100% physical block shield that we have is the Drangleic Shield. However, it's quite heavy, and it'll take a bit. I want to get her to move, and I'm trying to think of how that happens. Do you have to buy a certain amount from her, or just exhaust her dialogue here? Okay, when next we meet, so... I think she gives me a ring. I don't know if I have to wait for a while or what, but I'm hoping she gives me the covetous Silver Serpent Ring +1. Not sure if that's like a New Game Plus thing, or if she does that in New Game. There she is. Okay, let's go talk to her and see if she'll give it to us. Maybe you have to buy a certain amount from her. Yeah, you probably have to buy a certain amount from her. Maybe. Maybe that's how it works. Let's see here. We already bought that. Interesting that it remains in her inventory and just shows 0. Really, just get rid of it. Inflict more damage, receive less. Bright bug. Okay, I would like to buy some life gems, but we have like virtually 0 souls at the moment. I would also like to see if there's any possibility of an upgrade. We can start upgrading our armor, I just realized. Well, we'll get some more souls first, and then we'll start upgrading our armor. Back to the Los Bastilles, if that's how it is pronounced. I think it is. Today's drink of choice is simply English breakfast tea. It's basically just a black tea. Nothing fancy. Hot. Very simple tea. And actually, hang on just a second. I need to get this tea bag out of this tea. Otherwise, it's just going to be way too strong. Alright, ready to roll. I don't know if there's anything in particular we know. I guess we could fight in the PvP down there to try to get some upgrade materials. Not sure how easy it is to get large titanite from it, but large titanite is what we need. Looking for illusory walls. I can't remember where they all are. I've also turned off vertical sync in the game, and I'm now using my monitor's G-Sync, NVIDIA G-Sync, as well as the downsampling running at a higher resolution. And I also have anti-aliasing still turned on. In many cases, when you do downsampling, you can turn off anti-aliasing because it does effectively what anti-aliasing kind of does. In a way, it's a different way to do it, but it helps to smooth out some of those rough edges that is caused by a condition known as aliasing. You can look it up online. Wikipedia's probably got a good article on it. Wikipedia is good for a lot of technical stuff. If it has anything that could be even remotely be considered political, Wikipedia is very much a biased and corrupt source. There are powers that be that try to basically, yeah. If you didn't know this by now, and this is a good thing to know, Wikipedia, wow, I just rolled into it, shouldn't have blown up. Wikipedia is a very biased, very corrupt source of anything politically related. Just as a side note, don't want to get into that too much, but just be aware, don't trust it for anything politically motivated. It's very much a battleground where certain political ideologies have kind of won and they control the narrative. There we go. Trying to remember where everything is in here. I want to get to the area that has the, I think there's a guy in here somewhere, right? Yeah, there he is. I want to get to the area that has the Estus shard. Oh, shoot, I didn't see that guy from behind me. I know it's around here somewhere, I just can't remember exactly where it is. And that's what happens to me in games a lot. Like, I remember a kind of a general idea of where something is, but then I kind of forget exactly where it is. Another thing that I find odd is just, like, when you come in here with that illusory wall, obviously you're going to assume that there's something in here, so when you see nothing, you're going to just spam away for another illusory wall. So putting a second illusory wall after the first one is sort of just pointless, because obviously there should be something in there, and so you're going to spam around with the action button trying to find what it is. It's not like you're going to open that up, look around and go, well, there's nothing in here, and then walk away. Slows equipment degradation. We might actually equip that. Yeah, let's leave that on. Equipment degrades, particularly for my weapons. Equipment degrades so fast that it's worth... I think... Yeah, actually, let's do this. This is where I can get to the Estus shard. There's another way to get to it, but I'll take this route. If you're not careful here, you'll... This thingy can break. Obviously. And there's a dude down there that I think can break it somewhere. Or you can break it yourself up here. Talking about shooting yourself in the foot, am I right? Am I right or am I right? Which one is it, guys? Am I right or am I right? Oh, come on now. I thought I could land on that ledge. Oh, shoot! Oh! Oh, oh, you're not welcome. Big dude, come on. Yeah, that's what he can do. He can knock that down while you're still up on top of it. Oh, stamina, 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 stamina. I need the ring that gives me more stamina, so I'm going to try to look up where to get that so I can get it sooner rather than later. These guys are easier than I remember them being. I thought for some reason they used to be slightly difficult, but I guess not. Also, if you're down here and you want the item that's up there, you can break that, and then the corpse falls down, as you can see right there. Here it is, here it is. This is what I like to call hidden in plain sight. These little alcoves that it's so easy to pass by. My first several times through, I would pass by this little corner here so often. By the way, you can see a little glitch right there. See that little corner texture piece? See that, how it's glitching? But, you know, not a giant, huge deal. By the way, that's an extremely useful treasure chest. Large Titanite shards, you're going to need those. And you're probably going to need them right about this time, unless you're using Twinkling. Not only is it a large Titanite shard, but it's an Estus shard, which you're going to want. You're going to want. Everyone's going to want that. And then you get to open up this really awesome shortcut. One of the few useful shortcuts in the game. Most of the shortcuts are nearly useless because you simply use the bonfires instead. And we can hit this up. Did I get the key for that yet? No, okay. And let's go back and use the shard, as well as see if we can upgrade. Well, I know we can upgrade the armor. We bought a bunch of Titanite shards just to have those on hand. I feel like they should not have limited the number of Titanite shards he has. Given how fast stuff degrades, it would have been nice to be able to buy just an unlimited supply of Titanite shards from him, rather than have such a limited supply. But they didn't ask me, so it is what it is. We need one more large Titanite shard. That's not bad, that's not bad. 1,050 to upgrade that. Wow, that's an expensive upgrade. Alright, I'll collect more souls and come back for it. It's not critical that we get it right away. I just keep feeling like there's a little bit of some sort of... Nah. It almost looks like this has, yeah, I guess we need to buy it from her. Hopefully then she'll give us the ring. I keep thinking I see a little bit of screen tearing, but I think it's just that the game's rendering is a little off. Which doesn't surprise me, it's kind of always been that way. None of the Souls games are, you know, you got Dark Souls, which is just a colossal failure of a PC port. The only reason I can actually play it, or bear to play it, is because of the DS fix. I mean, DS fix is the proper term. It fixed the game, because the game was truly, truly broken upon release. There's, you know, that's not hyperbole. It is a broken port. You can finish the game, I'll give it that, but, you know, technically it's a broken port. Now, I will say this. The dogs in this game seem to be pretty oblivious if you come at them from behind. That's not the case in, there he is, in Demon Souls and Dark Souls, or Bloodborne. They're a lot more observant, whether you come from behind or from the front. Doing some good damage. Got our weapon upgraded. We just need one more large Titanite shard, and then we're good to go for large Titanite. We won't need them again until we decide to upgrade armor. Oh, I didn't use our Estus shard. I hate when I do that. I do that a lot, don't I? I always forget. Forget to use Sublime Bone Dust. Forget to use the Estus shards. Forget to use everything. This is a back route, but it does open up a bonfire, so we'll use that to run back to Majula real quick. Gotta keep it in my mind. Estus shard, Estus shard, Estus shard, Estus shard, Estus shard, Estus shard. Do it now. Do it now, Fox. Go now. Think about nothing but Estus shards. And then we'll upgrade our chest piece once. Estus shard, Estus shard, Estus shard. Don't forget. Notice that even with us downsampling at 1440p, the CPU usage shows to be under 50%, and the GPU usage up in the upper left corner shows to be just under 40%, with about a gigabyte of video memory. I have 4 gigs on this card. Well, it's a GTX 970, so the joke is that it's really 3.5 gigs. And we're maintaining a constant 60 FPS. What I find odd is that you sit there, you do that little gesture, and it's complete and utter silence. Your Estus Blast is strengthened without a single sound. It seems like it should do a little sound effect for that, but nope, it doesn't. There are a lot of strange little oddities about the game like that, more so than anything else. Give me something, dude. I know at some point you give me something. Well, I guess not right now, obviously. Yeah, the auto repair at bonfires, really odd. I don't know anybody that doesn't find that extremely odd. I just can't get over how odd it is. Should I upgrade? Let's see. That will go from 114 to 124. Yeah, so much more benefit from that. We're going to stick with the chest piece. We're going to upgrade. Actually, we don't need all those shards for the chest piece, so we'll use a few for the leggings as it is right now. Do I have any arrows? Iron arrow, wood bolt. What is that saying? That it's 30 for 50? I don't quite... No, it's 30 per. Okay, and he only has 50 available. That's lame.
I'll be around.
Let's see if we can use the short bow yet. We can't equip it without going over our weight, unfortunately. No, we can't equip it yet. We need more dexterity. That's fine. We'll get more. But I do want either a long bow or some other nice bow. I don't want to stick with the short bow. It's not the best bow. Anything else we need here while I'm thinking about it? Let's go get the key to get inside that room, because I believe there's an Estus shard in there. I think it's back here somewhere. We have to talk to Mr. Mapman. Mapman. He's like Batman, but not really. Okay, how do I get to him from here? Is he... Well, he's not down here, but there is stuff down there that I haven't done yet, so let's go do that. I did order a GTX 980 Ti, an NVIDIA GTX 980 Ti, which is effectively the most powerful consumer-grade graphics card if you don't count like the Titan series. But really, the Titan series is only ever so slightly more powerful and far, far more expensive. So at this point, there is virtually no reason to buy a Titan card over a GTX 980 Ti unless you simply have a crap ton of money to waste. Because although it is slightly more powerful, it is so small, the difference is so negligible as to unquestionably not be worth it. You just really have to have a ton of disposable income to bother with it, you know. You're effectively spending nearly especially if you count taxes, pretty much $400 more for a slight, like maybe what, like 5%, 4% increase in performance, if that. And considering that many games, you're just going to totally destroy them when it comes to performance. You're going to have a lot of leftover performance. And that'll happen. Like in this game, when you look at my GPU usage and CPU usage, I mean, I barely even reach 50%, if that. So that means that there's a ton of processing power that just isn't being used because it's not necessary, because I'm simply destroying the game when it comes to performance. The game just... I got more than enough performance, even to even to downsample from a higher resolution. So, you know, I may even try downsampling from an even higher resolution once I get the 980 Ti, just because I can. Is it expensive? Yeah, it's expensive, but you know, I put in I worked a couple extra shifts at work. I did some double shifts, so I don't mind. I'll do it. I'll do that kind of stuff. It's worth it. In the end, you know, I busted my butt. I worked hard. I worked for like 15 days straight, double shifts, and got more than enough money. And some of the extra money, I got more than enough money to pay for the GTX 980 Ti, well more than enough. But I also am putting a bunch of that money into mine and my wife's retirement accounts. This is a side note, but I really do feel it's worth discussing. If at all possible, no matter how hard it is, if at all possible, you should be putting money into a retirement account the first job you get. I don't care if you're 16 years old. Put money, even if you can't open a retirement account, you should be able to through your parents, if nothing else. Get an account to put money away in, and then as soon as you can open a retirement account in your own name, do it. Get yourself a Roth IRA and start putting money in there and do your best to try to get as much as possible to max it out each year. As of right now, as long as you're under, I think it's what, 55 years of age, you can put up to $5,500 into that account. You should do everything possible to max out a retirement account. People talk about, well, you know, is the stock market still going to be around then? And I mean, it's money. It's going to accrue. And if there is a total collapse of the stock market and all the pensions and excuse me, all the pensions and 401ks and everything collapse, trust me, everything would be collapsing at that point. And the last thing you need to worry about is how much money you put into your retirement account, because money at that point would be useless. The whole economy would have collapsed and you'd be burning $100 bills for warmth. That's a true story that happened in Russia, supposedly. A true story, supposedly. I mean, the money would become so utterly useless that you would just burn it for warmth. That's known as just rampant inflation. Rampant inflation. And contrary to what liberal economists will tell you, inflation is absolutely unnecessary, does not need to happen, and is the result of bad economic policies. Woo, I got through it. Thank you, invincibility frames during opening of a door. This is the fire longsword. I called it the dragon longsword. That's actually the Demon Souls name for it. The problem with the fire longsword is, number one, it's not as upgraded as this one, and number two, we're not going to put points into faith for it. But the reason I wanted to grab it real quick is it's a way to do some auxiliary damage in case our main weapon breaks. So it's just good to hang on to for that reason. And there we go. And if you want a good longsword to start the game out, you can go and grab that. It's not bad. It shall serve you well. And then if you want to go the faith route, you can start putting points into faith as well to do additional fire damage. But I don't want to bother with 3 stats for weapon damage. 2 stats per weapon is enough for me. As it is, I need to put points into... Well, because when you look at it, I need points into vigor for health, endurance for stamina, vitality, and I still need more than that. Then I need to put strength and dexterity for my weapon. Adaptability we've already hopefully maxed out for what we need it for. And then really, do I want to add faith to that? I'm already doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stats. Do I really want to add a 7th? No, the answer is no. It's hard enough to juggle 6 stats. Oh, shoot. Okay, the only issue I have with bouncing off walls is if I'm going to bounce off the wall, the enemy should bounce off the wall just the same. I'm sorry, but it's only fair. It's inappropriate to put me in a scenario where I can't hit him because I keep bouncing off the walls, and yet he's hitting me endlessly, phasing right through the walls that I myself am bouncing off of. That is patently unfair and imbalanced in my opinion. We should both be bouncing off the walls in equal measure so that we're both equally handicapped in that scenario. That's my opinion. It also happens to be the right opinion. Alright, so we got some items down there. We got an auxiliary weapon in case we break our main weapon, so that's always good to have a backup. I'm kind of wondering if I should pick up a regular halberd, and maybe upgrade that when I get a chance and see if maybe I'd like to use that. I was hoping he would drop it. The only thing is the game is a lot more... This game is it's a little more frustrating when you need to get upgrade items. They're not as easy to get as they are in some other Souls games, as in all the other Souls games. Although, I will say this. Dark Souls did something far, far better than what Demon Souls did. Demon Souls made it, at times, almost impossible to fully upgrade weapons. Like, they just made some of their upgrade materials either extremely rare, annoyingly extremely rare, or virtually impossible to get. Like, you had to play with world tendencies for certain things, and I mean, it was just way, way, way too convoluted and difficult to get a lot of upgrade materials. Especially like what, the pure sharpstone, or what was that called? Bladestone, pure Bladestone, something like that. You guys know what I'm talking about, you Demon Souls aficionados. Produce the symbol of the king. Psh, you produce the symbol of the king. I got better things to do. Nothing out here? Okay. I kind of knew that. I'm exploring this area because I haven't gone through it yet, even though I should have. Also, being able to break the treasure chests I thought was really lame. Obviously, you're going to be hitting the treasure chests, you know, for various reasons. I think I'm just going ahead and replace that one. The only thing I don't like about this ring is that effect is way too pronounced. They really need to tone that down. Like, I would say maybe 30% of that. Like, that is way too strong. It's way too strong. Alright, let's get to Mr. Map Dude to get the key to get into the mansion in Majula. Hello, buddy. And goodbye. Hollow Soldier Gauntlets. It's nice to have the final armor set and have the whole set. That's really cool. Ooh, yeah. Get lost, buddy. Seriously. Okay, this area right here is a great example of what I find really, really frustrating. Because you got all this crap shooting you from all over the place. And I just really feel like it's unnecessary. It's like, come on. Come on, guys. Why you gotta be like that? Yeah, don't go that way. Don't go that way. Get rid of the firemen. Seriously, these dudes look like old-fashioned firemen with the fire axes, you know? They're coming to rescue you from the burning building. Yeah, like, all these guys shooting you from miles away all over the place. Come on, why you gotta be like that? And then this guy around this very, very thin corner. I always draw him out so I don't end up falling off into the water. Because in all the Souls games and Bloodborne, you don't know how to... Actually, is there any point in which you fall into water and die in Bloodborne? Is there? I can't think. Maybe. I can't think if there is a spot in Bloodborne where you can actually fall into water and die. You can fall off lots of cliffs. You know, obviously you can't fly. I get that. I'm cool with that. But, you know, why is it in these games that your character has no clue how to swim? I mean, really? Really? You fall in water and you sink like a rock. I mean, you really do. You sink like a total rock. I disagree with those attacks. I wanna rematch. This is where it sucks if you don't have a shield, because you gotta stay on the move. And you gotta make sure you get this right. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and then so many of the shields in this game just look like crap. They're asymmetric, which means they're not like even on both sides. They just look odd and bulky and weird and just distorted. And I don't know. I don't like them. I don't like them. Some of the gear in this game looks awesome, like the Elite Knight armor set, Lucatiel's armor set, a couple others. Some of it just looks like crap. Oh, come on now. Did you really just hit me like that? Oh, shoot. Why did I think I could get back up? Why I do that? Why I do that? I could have just ignored that dude. I was thinking, oh, I'll get rid of that guy. Nope, no biggie. Just take about 20 seconds to run back around, and hopefully we don't fall during our jump here. I don't think I've ever fallen there, because if you do, you die. Because apparently swimming is this advanced and complicated skill. They should put a traffic light there. It's dangerous. How are you supposed to know that there's rocks coming by? There should be at least a yield sign. Yield to falling boulders. We gotta talk to this guy, keep talking to him. Talk some more, and then he gives you a key. I wonder if you kill him, will he drop the key? I have never killed him before. I don't know what he does when you kill him. Should we? Should we kill him? Nah. Alright. And an amber herb, which we do not need and will not use. For nothing. Actually, I'm kind of curious now. I don't think he does anything. Yeah, let's kill him.
Stop that.
Wow, he didn't even have a chance to get up. What does he drop? Kale's helm. I don't know if I've ever seen that in the game. Yeah. It's alright. It could go with some armors, I guess. If that's your thing. It ain't mine. Back we go. I also don't like the way the game starts out. You know, you start out with a male character. Just start out making your character. There's no reason to have you start out somewhere and then make a character afterwards. That was just totally unnecessary. Also, the backstory, the CGI, clearly indicates that you're a male that was married and had a child. But if you start the game as a female, then that doesn't make sense. Because I highly doubt that, you know... What is this world? The world of Drang Lake. I highly doubt they had gay marriage and adoption for gay couples. I mean, come on. Alright. So it just doesn't, you know, it's like this nonsense CGI scene that's just like, hey, look at this cool CGI intro movie. And I'm like, okay, I don't see how it makes any sense. It's not like you return to that. It's not like you ever really figure out who that is, although you're to assume it's your wife and child. But really, it's not supposed to be about you. Who cares? Like, you're not supposed to have a backstory, in my opinion. Just, I don't know. I feel like the backstory takes away from the experience. I'd rather not know. Like in Dark Souls, you don't know who you were or are. You just are sort of the warrior that battles your way through Lordran. It didn't matter who you were. You don't get your backstory. You don't find out that you were married or anything like that. Breaking furniture in the name of Dark Souls 2. Really? They should have not... Oh, Titanite Shard 3. See, that's a great place to get Titanite Shards early on. They should not have named it Dark Souls 2, by the way. I think a lot of the criticism for the game could have easily been avoided by simply not using the Dark Souls name. A lot of people... There was the immediate comparison to Dark Souls, and rightly so, because that's what you name. You named it Dark Souls 2. You know, if you come out with Street Fighter 5, people are going to compare it to Street Fighter 4. It's just natural and normal. They should have called it, like, maybe Dragon Souls or Giant Souls or some other Souls. And, you know, then people wouldn't have been so apt to try to forcibly compare it. And people would have felt more free to analyze it on its own, for its own thing. Not say, oh, this is what it does to the Dark Souls storyline, and this is how the lore doesn't make sense. And they're right, it doesn't make sense. You know, the lore is nonsense. And it wouldn't be nonsense like that if it were just its own game. Yeah, this skeleton is really tough if you come down here first thing, as early as possible. He is quite the fight. Estus Flash Shard, my friends! Estus Flash Shard. I think the item in here changes depending on when you come get it. No, okay. Or there's items that appear in there at certain times. I don't know. Doesn't really matter that much to me. Or maybe they did like items dropping in there leading up to some event at one point. I seem to have that memory somewhere in the back of my mind. But obviously the most important reason to go in there, not just for the Titanite Shard and whatnot, but for the Estus Flash Shard. So we can get ourselves to 5 Estus Flasks, which is not bad. I mean, that's okay. It's a decent number.
Is that
a shard you found? Yes, it is. Use it. There's no reason for me to hang on to it, lady. Estus Flask strengthened. Is it really strengthened? I don't know. I say no, it's not. It's added to. It becomes larger, fills up more.
I knew you.
Let's see, you gonna give me anything yet? No? You're still doing what you do? Okay. Let's... Still need a large Titanite Shard, okay. Cool, cool, cool. We got that as far as we need it. Let's pop a soul real quick, because I don't want to forget to upgrade this armor later, and we're so close. I'll just pop souls as I need them. I won't pop them ahead of time. And then 980, okay. I don't know why I leave the room. I don't have to do that. I just do, I guess. Alright. Let's reinforce. Boom, okay. And we still have enough to reinforce the helmet and the gauntlets, so let's do that while we're still here. That'll get us a couple. Alright. We've only got maybe 2 more reinforcements before we run out of shards. That adds base of 3. That adds 4, so let's do that one. Now that will add 4, and that still adds 3. That hasn't changed, obviously. Wait a minute. Oh, I have large Titanite Shards. Nope, not going to use them yet. Definitely going to wait and use those on my weapon first. Always, always, always prefer your weapon. Always, always, always upgrade your weapon before anything else. Nice. Okay, now we have one more Titanite shard path on that one, and I think 2 more on the gauntlets. But we can't buy any more from him yet, so we just gotta wait till we find him somewhere. I'm gonna try to stock up on arrows as I go. That way, when I finally do get my bow situated, I'll have enough. I'll have enough arrows to make some use out of them. Mainly, they're gonna be for utility, more so than anything else. We could try to go take out the Dragon Slayer, the old Dragon Slayer. Let's go to the wharf because there's an Estus shard there, and I'd like to get another Estus shard. Though honestly, looking at my time frame, I don't think we're... What'd I just do? Oh, I don't think we're probably going to make it to the boss of this area, given that we've only got about 10 minutes. No Man's World. This is a very dark area. Unnecessarily dark, in fact. Don't be shooting me with those fire arrows. It's not nice. It's kind of mean. Where are you shooting that at, dude? Seriously. Your aim sucks, bro. Alright. This area is too dark. It's just too dark. I don't like it. Hello there, buddy. Oh, I see how you are. There are a couple secrets here, and I believe the Estus shard is hidden behind a secret, I think. A secret area, rather. What's up here? Who's up here? Okay. Yeah, so far I'm enjoying the experience, mainly. Oh, nice, Estus shard. Can still make use of those. Not too many complaints. I think what is really helping out is that I went into this knowing what I was getting into. So I didn't have any expectations that it would be great or that, you know, that the controls would be enjoyable. I know, see, like that right there, where I attacked backwards, just frustrating more than anything. An invasion, we may end up doing away with the invasion, going offline. I mean, I do want summons and whatnot, but I just don't want the invasions because they're going to be an interruption to what is supposed to be a yeah, see, this is just crap, really, for the most part. And, you know, he's going to do so much more damage than me. Wow, I can't believe how well I did. I mean, I just backstabbed my way through it and healed. But that's the name of the game, my friends. Remember when you didn't even get a human effigy? Remember how they were cheap and you got almost nothing from PvP? I do. See how he just lurches forward even after he does his initial timing? That is such crap. These guys are just some of the most BS enemies in this game, I swear. They're just terrible. I mean, they do these little lurches just to make sure that even after you've dodged, they still get you. Again, this gets back to the whole aha gotcha moment of Dark Souls 2, where it's just constantly trying to catch you in this gotcha moment, like, oh, you dodged, no you didn't. The enemy's going to do this completely unnatural, sudden jolt of action to catch you. Why? Because difficulty. That's really the best, that's the best meme about this game. Why? Because difficulty. You know, they didn't put, there are many things that they didn't put into the game because it makes the game better. They put it into the game because it makes the game harder. And that's it, just simply difficulty. Not even challenge necessarily, just difficulty. And they do, I mean, I don't care what anyone says, they throw so many enemies at you that, I mean, there's just no way you can be expected to have enough stamina to dodge and attack all enough. Like, you just have to sort of keep trying to get distance while waiting for your stamina to regenerate. And then add to that the fact that if you have your shield up to block and then they knock out your stamina, you get guard broken. So it's just everything sort of is stacked against you. And I know people are gonna say, well, that's the purpose of it. No, I mean, that's never been the point of a Souls game. Ha ha ha, you don't like this fire, do you, buddy? It's never been the point of a Souls game to simply be difficult. It's been the point of a Souls game to be a challenge, to reward the player for overcoming challenges, not to just simply punish the player and make the player hurt. You know, it's very, very easy to make a game extremely difficult and cause the player to die over and over and over again. That's easy. Lots of developers have done that. You know, it's no problem finding a difficult game out there that's going to punish you over and over again. The problem is finding a challenging game that's fun and interesting and gives you a good balanced challenge that results in actually enjoying the challenge. In many cases, it's just simply painful difficulty that hurts. It hurts. This is a place where it's easy to get caught up. Gotta proceed carefully. There's enemies lurking around every corner, waiting to get you. Interesting, I got him with one shot. I guess he was in an instability frame or whatever they call it. Ring of life protection. Yay! I think I'll wear that. What should I give up? How about this one? There we go. I'm probably going to keep using that ring and just repair it as I'm able, given the number of souls I have. But sometimes, you know, you don't even have enough souls to make repairing it worthwhile. Come follow me. Oh, come now. Oh, well, it's nice that he got to attack right through the wall. Meanwhile, I bounce off it. What a punk, you know what I mean? Total punk. The other thing, too, is as you hit enemies, you tend to ever so slightly push them away from you as you hit them. And then you'll find that after 2 or 3 hits, they've now moved out of your range, so when you attack again, you'll miss. Nothing? Of course. Hooray for dead end, exactly. Lots of dead ends in this game, lots of dead ends. Why did I do that? I knew that was going to happen, that was stupid. I should be cautious now, because if they hit me with a fire arrow, I'm going to explode. I'm going to explode. Hello, dog. I love it. He's hitting the ceiling when he tries to throw that at me. What a punk. Loser. Is this a secret? I know there's a secret wall somewhere in here. Not particularly in this room, but there's secrets in this area. I know there are. What's this say? Illusion ahead. No, there's not. Nice try, though, buddy. Nice try. Well, I still tried it anyway. But I knew there wasn't. But I still tried it anyway. Because I'm like that, you know what I mean? I fall for it. I fell for it. You know what I would like? Is a torch. Okay, the torch doesn't work forever though, so I don't know if they regenerate their, you know. Really, this guy's gonna invade again? Come on, I'm really not up for this. I'm seriously totally not up for this. Now he's gonna be aware that I'm all hardcore. I'm gonna be all hardcore about this. You know, healing, backstabbing, everything. There he is. Okay. He can run and hide behind those enemies, though, if he wants to. Which is going to be painful. Dang it. Yeah, see, he's going to have upgraded stuff and all sorts of troublesome things for me. Ah, look at that delay. Woo, that was some serious delay. Yeah, we're going offline. I don't really want to bother with this BS PvP stuff. The PvP in this game is total crap. I mean, it always has been. It got a little better. They fixed a lot of what made it just a totally miserable experience when it first came out. But I mean, there's just no other way to say it. The PvP in this game is utter crap. It's just garbage. Alright guys, well that's at 45 minutes in. We saved ourselves from losing our souls, but, you know, then again, that costs enough to where maybe the souls that we saved aren't even worth it, but we'll see. Anyway, I will see you guys next time in the next edition of our Dark Souls 2 Revisited playthrough. And until then, make sure to like the video if you liked it, leave a comment below, subscribe. You can subscribe to my main channel. And I love following people on Twitter and keeping up with conversations there, so make sure to follow me on Twitter. All those links are in the description. Until next time, guys, later.